The following is an audio interview between law enforcement and those who witnessed the tragic incident at the 2021 Waukesha Christmas Parade when Darrell E Brooks drove his mother's red Ford Escape through the parade. 6 people lost their lives that day, more than 70 sustained injuries, and the number of those emotionally traumatized is beyond the hundreds. While most of the descriptions contained in this video are not graphic in nature, some may find this audio difficult to listen to. Viewer discretion is advised. Daniel Ryder played a very large piece in not just what happened that day in Waukesha, but also in the conviction of Darrell Brooks. You see, Daniel, this sweet young man that we all fell in love with, let Brooks in his home. He gave him his time. He gave him a coat. He gave him a sandwich. Here is his formal interview with law enforcement. Please remember to be respectful of the victims and the witnesses in your comments below.
All right, this is Detective NL's employee number 361. It is November 24th. Interviewing, could you identify yourself, please?
Yeah, Daniel Ryder.
So this obviously is in regards to the Christmas parade incident occurring on Sunday. You were at your residence on Elizabeth Street, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you kind of describe to me what happened that you know now that would be related to the Christmas parade mass casualty incident?
Everything I know about the incident and not what happened at my house, you mean?
At your house?
At my house?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was sitting in my recliner watching the Dallas Cowboys Kansas City Chiefs game.
Okay.
And is this kind of the detail you want? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like the time.
Sure.
Do you know what time that was about?
Yeah, I mean, so I was deer hunting back in I'm from a small town, Prairie du Chien. I was deer hunting that weekend, and I just got home about 4:20, I'd say.
Okay.
4:15, 4:20, somewhere in there. And yeah, I was getting excited to watch the game, so I put the game on, sit in my recliner, and yeah, just a normal evening. I knew the parade was today. I went to the 4th of July parade, and I like that, but I decided not to go to this one because I was kind of exhausted.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to relax. And so yeah, about 5:01, I get a knocking on the door, and I stand up and go look, and it's a gentleman saying he's homeless, he needs help, he needs to use a phone, he's freezing, and please help me, I need to use your phone.
Okay.
So he's pleading with me, and I say, okay, and so I open up the first door, and I ask him to repeat himself again, ask him just to clarify, and then he told me he was going to call his mom to tell where the Uber should pick him up, or a Lyft. And I believed him. I believed that he was homeless. I saw he didn't have any shoes on.
Okay.
I saw important. That he had no shoes, and he had no coat or anything. He was in a T-shirt, and he was violently shivering. So me just believing that he was homeless, I said, okay, let me get you a jacket. Let me get you some food, and we'll warm you up.
Okay. Did you give him a jacket?
I did.
Did he leave with that? Or
No,
when
he didn't.
Arrested, he didn't have it
I
on?
asked for it back, yeah.
Okay.
And that's on video, actually, of me asking for the coat back.
Okay. I've seen part of that video, not
Okay.
all of it, so.
Sure.
Okay. So you actually let him in your house?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
And he was in my house 10 minutes, and at about the 8-minute or 9-minute mark, I saw a police officer drive by, and I was already nervous at this point. I'd never let a stranger in my house before, and I don't know why I did
Good
this time.
Samaritan, and
And so then I saw a police officer drive by, and I was getting really nervous, and then I saw another one, and I said, all right, man, you got to leave. I've seen a few police officers drive by, and I never get police traffic down this street.
Something's going on, right?
Yeah, something's weird. You got to leave. And he didn't want to at first. He's like, no, man, it's cool. It wasn't a police officer. And I was like, yeah, I know it was. The lights weren't on, but I saw the municipal plate, so I knew it was a police officer. So I said, you got to leave. And then he did. He listened to me. And that's
But initially he tried to not leave?
Well, he just said, no, it wasn't a police officer. It wasn't a police officer, he kept saying. I don't know
Okay.
for sure. I can't remember if he said, no, I'm not leaving. He never said that, I know.
All right.
And he listened to me. He was polite with me, to be honest.
Yeah, like what I said, I heard part of the video.
Okay.
It seemed okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
210-201
so-
maintenance
sorry.
at Northview.
Where are we?
So you ask him to leave?
Yeah, and he does. And I escort him outside. It's all on the video. And then my neighbor was outside and says, "Are you guys looking for that guy?" And I was like, "I don't know. This is probably him." You hear me say in the video. And then he calls 911 right away. I ask him in the video, you can see too, I say, "Can I have my phone back, please? Can I have my coat back?" And he says, "Yeah, sure." And he gives me the phone and gives me the coat. And I run inside, lock the door. And he comes, you can see the timestamp it's a minute later, 5:11. He comes back to my door saying, "Let me in. My ID, I left my ID in there." And I said, "I'm not letting you in. I'll look for your ID though." And so I start looking for his ID. And when I'm looking for his ID on the couch, because he only sat on the couch, only in one spot. So I start looking around where that spot was. Didn't see an ID anywhere. And next thing you know, I hear the police and tell him to put his hands up.
I don't think we're missing any. We found where it's his shoes. I think the sweatshirt he was wearing we have. Did you look in your couch to make sure he didn't stick anything down?
Yeah, I looked around. And the officers at the time looked
around. They did? Okay.
Yep.
So was your neighbor, so you guys go outside or whatever, then your neighbor sees this guy and then he calls 911 and that's probably what brought the cops back to your house? You think that's kind of how that went?
So I don't know for sure, but I know that there were police officers parked outside already. And so I don't know I guess I don't know if they were parked, but I saw them outside already. So I don't know if a different neighbor had called already and then they just got another one and they knew about exactly the house.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they had the description of the guy yet.
Okay.
At that point, they may or may not have, so it might have been just nice that your neighbor called.
Yeah, and Greg and I are pretty close, my neighbor, so he knew that something was up. So
Do you know if the police talked to Greg?
I do not know that.
Do you know Greg's last name?
Yeah, Greg Legate, Legate. I got his number if you want that too.
Yeah, if you could get that.
Yep.
I'm sure we talked to him, but just in case. Did he make any mention of anything that, besides what he told you here, did he make any mention of something that just happened, or?
He did ask me, "Do you know what's going on over there a few blocks, like downtown?" And I said, "There's a parade today, I know." And he's like, "Oh, that must have been what it was." And that, doesn't sit well with me.
Can't trust anybody, eh?
Right. And I smelled marijuana when I saw him.
You did?
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't smell it first. When he was in the house, I smelled it. It was pretty strong. And some people have been asking if I noticed any other drugs or anything.
Did he act normal? From what I saw in the video, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but he seemed to interact normally with you. He didn't seem disconnected from reality or anything like that.
He was doing a lot of this, like he was shivering.
Which I'm sure was legit. It was pretty chilly out that night.
Right, yeah, right. And the wind was bad, but I'm so bad at knowing what to look for when it comes to if they're high or something, so I don't know.
Yeah, being higher is one thing, but being totally whacked out of your mind is something different. And from my observations on that video, he didn't seem like that to me. He was carrying on a conversation.
Absolutely.
If you're so whacked out, you can't even talk to people sometimes. So he definitely wasn't to that point, right?
No, oh no.
Yeah, he understood what you were saying. You understood what he was saying.
Yeah, and he was even calling me bro and stuff.
Yeah. He didn't talk about aliens or anything.
No.
Right? Okay.
And he even said, this is important too, he said, "I really appreciate you showing me so much love, man. You're showing me so much love." And he was saying he's homeless, kept repeating that too. But I was like, "Yeah, it's not a problem, man. I'll get you some food. I'll warm you up,
That was really, yeah, I don't go off a tangent here, but, I got boys of my own, and just from doing this almost 30 years now, I've tried to train them to always be aware, be suspicious first, and then trust but verify kind of thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and then I kind of tell them, it's kind of nice that you boys are so, I wouldn't call them naive, but just
Trusting.
Trusting.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, so this kind of, I don't know, this kind of thing wakes a lot of people up that, there's really those people out there, and you're just sitting at home watching a football game, and some guy that just killed at least 6 people, injured 60-some people, shows up at your door. You just never know.
And it's Waukesha. I haven't lived here very long. And like I said, I'm from a small town where stuff does like this.
I hunt over, not Pershing, farther
okay.
by Independence, Arcadia, up in that area.
Yeah.
So I was just up hunting too. And,
Okay.
All right, back on task. You've probably seen pictures of the guy by now.
Oh yeah.
Did you see any pictures of him in court, or what pictures did you see of him?
I did see pictures of him in court. He was wearing a mask, but I've seen pictures, mugshot pictures.
Okay. Yeah, going again. All right. Just trying to think if there's anything else. The video clips that you gave us, that's everything that relates to that guy being there?
Yeah, I mean, I've got other stuff of just police on my porch talking. I think I even sent all that over to you guys.
To Luling?
To Luling, yeah.
Okay.
Do you want me to forward that to you? I can.
I think we have it. There's like 5 clips, I think.
Yep.
The gal that's collecting all of it.
And I also, I don't know if you guys should know this, but the Eagle Police Department asked for them as well, and so I sent them over early Monday morning.
Eagle Police Department?
Yeah, something Carpenter. Our Carpenter asked for the videos, and I just complied. I believe she was the one that was at the house with the Waukesha Police Department. So
Our Carpenter from Eagle PD?
I asked her first name. She didn't give it to me.
That's kind of weird. All right. And then you provided them to the media, which is fine. I mean,
Yeah, I did.
okay.
They
Do
asked
you remember who you gave it to? Like,
Yeah,
news outlet?
There's a lot that have the video.
Okay.
NBC was the first to ask for it. And then I know they've got a lot of partners like MSNBC and stuff.
Okay.
But ABC, CNN, I'm telling you, a lot of these guys got it.
Wow. They offer to pay you for it?
We talked about them doing a donation to the Waukesha Community Fund, and so then
Oh,
there
that's
was-
cool, I guess.
And then I got an agent because I was just overwhelming my phone.
Yeah.
And so then the agent was working out whatever they wanted to work out with these companies, and so
You'll get a few bucks out of it?
we'll see. Yeah, they licensed it, so I think that's.
Really?
I don't know how it works. Yeah, so TMX is the name of the agency. They've got the rights. to
Interesting.
it.
How'd you get a hold of them?
They called me. I'm telling you, man.
Just sharks, eh?
Yeah, and
Wow.
they've been at our house for the last 3 days. I mean, it's been crazy.
Wow.
So
I'm just curious if when you get settled with all that and make as much as you can, I mean, that's good for you. Can you shoot me an email? I'm just curious how much they'll pay for something like this or how much you're going to get out of this.
Okay. I know
it's
about
nothing against you.
ballpark. I know about ballpark. It's like in the thousands even.
like $5,000 for this? Or?
I mean, we had one company like NBC. I know for sure paid $2,500.
And
this
as
is-
they give it to somebody else?
So they talked to me about it, and they said there'd be compensation, and I was like, okay. I mean, and so then
Wow.
that's what we ended up on. And I asked them, I said, if whatever you guys can donate, I mean, I'd be willing to take a lot less of my money if you guys want to donate. They said they don't do donations, so we're just going to get a lump sum and we'll make some donations around the community. But
Well,
a
yeah.
lot of the GoFundMes are maxed out, so we're just.
I was going to say, I appreciate you doing that. That's really cool. And obviously, do what you want to do, but
You know, I mean, this is just nuts. This is totally out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So when the agent called, I said, yeah, if you want to handle all this bullshit, I'm
And
happy
what-
to have you do it.
what percentage do they take then?
They said because they said they're taking, normally they take 10%, but they said that they're going to give me 100% because they want this, because this is, they had the Jacob Blake footage too.
Mm-hmm.
And so they said they would take, they would give me 100%, and they just wanted the publicity with it, or they wanted this on their record or something. Like they wanted to be the ones that had the Darrell Brooks footage or something.
TMX, huh?
Yep. And yeah, I can give you their names too if you want.
No, that's all right.
Okay. They were really nice though. I mean, I don't think they're scummy at all. And my mom's actually a judge, and I talked to her about it and kind of
Oh, yeah,
walked
she's a
through the
judge here?
Crawford County. Pretty
Crawford,
sure.
okay.
Yeah. So I talked over the contract with her, and she said, "Yeah, I think they're being
It's
honest."
legit.
Yeah. If it's not legit, I don't care. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't need the money. It's just trying to get the people off my back. The media
Well,
off my
I
back.
would, to be honest, I mean, I wouldn't want to jeopardize any police investigation by if I had a video, but if I can make a few bucks off it.
Well, and
Why
the
not,
police
right?
got it right away, and so
Yeah.
it had been a while. And so I said, then I was willing to give it away after a while.
Well, I don't have any, I gave all my business cards, so I'm going to give you my, you got my phone number already.
Yep.
It's my
All right.
email there, and my first name's Dave.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you bet. If you have any more problems with the media, too, just give us a call.
Okay.
I mean, we can't keep them off the streets, but if they come in your yard or bother you that way, I'd be more than happy to shoo them out of there for you.
Appreciate that.
All right, cool. I think that's it. This will end the interview at 10:21 a.m. Dr. Van Elsen, play number 361.
We ask you to please keep the victims and witnesses in your thoughts and prayers. I have included a link to the Waukesha Community Foundation Fund if you would like to learn how you can support the victims impacted by this tragedy. Thank you for watching and have a blessed day.